Crews are battling wildfires here in Northern California, and thousands of local residents have been given orders to evacuate. Wildfires continue to blaze here and across the state amid a summer heat wave. Governor Gavin Newsom also announced the Golden State is battling two of the largest fires in state history, with nearly 600 fires still burning right now in California. Joining us live to talk about how this is affecting our local communities and what we can do to stay safe and healthy during the wildfires. We're still dealing with the pandemic. We have Sacramento Mayor Darrell Steinberg. Thanks for joining me this morning, Mayor. Let's talk about those wildfires. We see and smell the smoke, ashes falling from the sky. Air quality is horrible. How else are we being affected?
Well, first of all, I think we want to put it in a little bit of perspective, Aubrey, because our hearts and also our gratitude have to go out to the firefighters and the first responders, the people, including some from our Sacramento Fire Department, who are providing mutual aid to fight these historic fires throughout the state. And of course, there are people in a lot of parts of the state that are facing evacuation and people's lives turned upside down. So here in Sacramento, of course, we are affected, but I just want to put it in perspective. The main thing, of course, is this air quality, which is terrible. And the city has opened up these air quality centers for people who are homeless, of course, so that just as we did cooling centers the week before in the midst of the heat. And, the basic advice for people is wherever you can, stay indoors because this isn't healthy. Now, it won't last forever. We are resilient. I mean, how much more can anybody handle here? We're proving that we can handle a lot between COVID and these and these terrible fires. But just stay safe, stay inside. We're affected, but let's also really do everything we can to help the people who are even more directly affected.
Yeah, I think you make a good point there. Do you have any information on how we can support those first responders or people who have been displaced?
Well, certainly we can donate money, which is what they need, the Red Cross and others. I will make sure that my social media has all the information that people need to be able to donate.
Okay, very good. Now, shifting gears, last week, I understand you voted to end a city code requiring people to stand when the national anthem is played in Sacramento. Can you tell us more about that vote?
Well, this is symbolic, but I think it's important when we have an opportunity to educate people. First of all, I choose to stand for the national anthem and salute the flag. That's my choice. But I also respect others who, as a form of peaceful protest, choose to take a knee and to express themselves again in a peaceful way. So there's an old statute in the books from the 1920s that basically makes it a crime if you don't stand and salute for the national anthem. And so I looked at that, and somebody had filed a lawsuit, and I said, this doesn't belong on the books in 2020. And so we removed it from the books. It was pretty non-controversial. It was a unanimous vote. But here's the point. Peaceful protest is one of the most important forms of patriotism. And so whether or not you choose to salute, as I do, or whether or not you choose to take the knee, we should respect people's right to express themselves, because that's what this country is all about.
Okay, very good. Now, I'm also hearing about plans to connect and transform Upperland Park near Broadway, not far from the station. Tell us more about that project.
Well, this is a long-term plan, but as you know, the west end of Broadway is a mix of industrial uses, public housing. There is some new market rate housing, but the city is going to take a big step today to begin to plan for a revitalization of that entire area, to increase the number of housing units, because we need more housing of all kinds, including affordable housing. And so today is a big step in the planning process. And our commitment to the people who live in public housing is that you are not going to be affected in a negative way. We're going to focus on rehabilitation. If there is any demolition, we're going to make sure that people are housed and have the first right of return to come back. But we want to make sure all of that housing is upgraded and that people have an opportunity for an even better quality of life. So it's a little bit controversial, as any kind of change is, but I think that it's a good move, and we're going to respect the historic nature of that area. This is where one of the great Sacramentans, Nathaniel Colley, helped create real integration in that part of Sacramento. And so whatever changes on the West End and in the so-called Marina Vista, Alder Grove developments, we're going to make sure that we recognize the unique civil rights contributions of many people, but especially Nat Colley.
All right, Mayor. Well, that's going to do it for our time this Tuesday. We look forward to chatting with you next week. As always, we appreciate your insight and for being here on the show. If you want to monitor the local air quality impacted by the fires, visit cityofsacramento.org.